Shalom, shalom, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good morning. It is kind of brisk out this morning, huh? Happy Friday and or happy 6th day. So we're going to start with 24 hours, just a thought for today. October 4th. Am I critical of other members of AA or of new prospects? Do I ever say about other members, I don't think they're sincere, I think they're bluffing, or I think they're taking a few drinks on the quiet? Do I realize that my doubtful and skeptical attitude is hurting those members, if only in my attitude toward them, which they cannot help sensing? Do I say about new prospects they'll never make the program, or do I say they'll only last a few months? If I take this attitude, I am unconsciously hurting those prospects' chances. Is my attitude always constructive and never destructive? Meditation for the day. To be attracted toward God and a better life, you must be spirit-guided. There is wonderful illumination of thought given to those who are spirit-guided. To those who are material-guided, there is nothing in God or a finer life to appeal to them or to attract them. But to those who are spirit-guided, there is strength and peace and calm to be found in communion with an unseen Lord. To those who believe in this God they cannot see, but whose power they can feel. Life has a meaning and a purpose. They are children of the unseen Lord, and all human beings are their brothers and sisters. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may be spirit-guided. I pray that I may feel God's presence and power in my life. Next, we'll read out of Daily Light. Moses did not know that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. Not unto us, O Lord, not unto us, but to your name give glory. Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? In loneliness of mind, let each esteem others better than himself. Be clothed with humility. Jesus was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. All who sat in the council, looking steadfastly at Stephen, saw his face as the face of an angel. The glory which you gave me, I have given them. We all, with unveiled face, beholding as in a mirror the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory, just as by the Spirit of the Lord. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Exodus 34:29, Psalm 115:1, Matthew 25:37, Philippians 2:3, 1 Peter 5:5, Matthew 17:2, Acts 6:15, John 17:22, 2 Corinthians 3:18, and Matthew 5:14 and 15. Next, we'll read out of Dear Jesus. Miracles are not always visible to the naked eye, but those who live by faith can see them clearly. Living by faith, rather than sight, enables you to see my glory. Dear Jesus, I want to see your glory. Please give me discerning eyes so I can recognize miracles when I see them. Help me to be increasingly aware of you, living by faith, not by sight. Beloved, come into the radiance of my love light. Let my healing presence nourish and renew you. Be content with a simple, quiet life. Instead of shaking the bushes trying to make things happen, wait to see what I am doing. I am at work in many areas of your life, long before you can discern results. Trust me by waiting patiently, accepting each moment as a gift from me. When time is right, you will see the results of my handiwork. You may even get a glimpse of my glory. Don't try to hold on to glory moments. Simply enjoy them gratefully, then release them back to me. Anticipate living with me in heaven, where my glory will be your continual experience, lighting up your life forever. Look forward to the radiant perfection awaiting you. But remember that the world you know and inhabit is deeply fallen, that you now inhabit is deeply fallen. Living by faith enables you to accept this world's brokenness, yet remain open to seeing my glorious miracles. John 11:40. Then Jesus said, "Did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God?" 2 Corinthians 5:7. We live by faith, not by sight. Psalm 38:15. I wait for you, O Lord. You will answer, O Lord my God. In Revelation 21:23. This city does not need the sun or the moon to shine on it, for the glory of God gives it light, and the Lamb is its lamp. And then I'll shift into today's readings of Proverbs 10, 11, and 12. 10. The Proverbs of Solomon. The Proverbs of Solomon, a wise child brings joy to a father, a foolish child brings grief to a mother. Tainted wealth has no lasting value, but right living can save your life. The Lord will not let the godly go hungry, but he refuses to satisfy the craving of the wicked. Lazy people are soon poor. Hard workers get rich. A wise youth harvests in the summer, but one who sleeps during harvest is a disgrace. And then where to stop? Wasted time. Every day has 24 hours filled with opportunities to grow, serve, and be productive. It's so easy to waste time letting life slip from your grasp, yet we can choose to use time in a productive way. How will you use your time? And that reminds me of the saying of master time, or time will become your master. Proverbs 10:6. The godly are showered with blessings. The words of the wicked conceal violent intentions. We have happy memories of the godly, but the name of a wicked person rots away. The wise are glad to be instructed, but babbling fools fall flat on their faces. People who think at wrong cause trouble. Oh, people who wink at wrong cause trouble. But a bold reproof promotes peace. The words of the godly are a life-giving fountain. The words of the wicked conceal violent intentions. Hatred stirs up quarrels, but love makes up for all offenses. Wise words come from the lips of people with understanding, but those lacking sense will be beaten with a rod. Wise people treasure knowledge, but the babbling fool of a fool invites disaster. The wealth of the rich is their fortress. The poverty of the poor is their destruction. The earnings of the godly enhance their lives, but evil people squander their money on sin. People who accept discipline are on the pathway to life, but those who ignore correction will go astray. Hiding hatred makes you a liar. Slandering others makes you a fool. And so every now and again, I let people know to Proverbs 10:19 me. And so this is what Proverbs 10:19 means, or says. Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut. I say it for the moments when I'm talking too much or I'm putting my foot in my mouth. I'll even 10:19 myself. The words of the godly are like sterling silver. The heart of a fool is worthless. The words of the godly encourage many, but fools are destroyed by their lack of common sense. The blessing of the Lord makes a person rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Doing wrong is fun for a fool, but living wisely brings pleasure to the sensible. The fears of the wicked will be fulfilled. The hopes of the godly will be granted. When the storms of life come, the wicked are whirled away, but the godly have a lasting foundation. Lazy people irritate their employers like vinegar to the teeth or smoke in the eyes. Fear of the Lord lengthens one's life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. The hopes of the godly result in happiness, but the expectations of the wicked become nothing, or come to nothing. The way of the Lord is a stronghold to those with integrity, but it destroys the wicked. The godly will never be disturbed, but the wicked will be removed from the land. The mouth of the godly person gives wise advice, but the tongue that deceives will be cut off. The lips of the godly speak helpful words, but the mouth of the wicked speaks perverse words. Proverbs 11. The Lord detests the use of dishonest scales, but he delights in accurate weights. For everybody in the back, the Lord detests the use of dishonest scales, but he delights in accurate weights. So this encompasses like having a favorite child or not, because favoritism is detrimental both to the person that is favored and those that are not, and that would be an uneven scale. Or like at my son's football on Monday night, that kept playing over and over in my head. So as I would clap for my son for his practice in scoring a touchdown, I also clapped for the opposing team when they scored a touchdown as well. Pride leads to disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Honesty guides good people. Dishonesty destroys treacherous people. Riches won't help on the day of judgment, but right living can save you from death. The godly are directed by honesty. The wicked fall beneath their load of sin. The godliness of good people rescues them. The ambition of treacherous people traps them. When the wicked die, their hopes die with them, for they rely on their own feeble strength. The godly are rescued from trouble, and it falls on the wicked instead. With their words, the godless destroy their friends, but knowledge will rescue the righteous. The whole city celebrates when the godly succeed. They shout for joy when the wicked die. Upright citizens are good for a city and make it prosper, but the talk of the wicked tears it apart. It is foolish to belittle one's neighbor. A sensible person keeps quiet. A gossip goes around telling secrets, but those who are trustworthy can keep a confidence. Without wise leadership, a nation falls. There is safety in having many advisors. There's danger in putting up security for a stranger's debt. It's safer not to guarantee another person's debt. A gracious woman gains respect, but ruthless men gain only wealth. Your kindness will reward you, but your cruelty will destroy you. Evil people get rich for the moment, but the reward of the godly will last. Godly people find life. Evil people find death. The Lord detests people with crooked hearts, but he delights in those with integrity. Evil people will surely be punished, but the children of the godly will go free. A beautiful woman who lacks discretion is like a gold ring in a pig's snout. The godly can look forward to a reward, while the wicked can expect only judgment. Give freely and become more wealthy. Be stingy and lose everything. The generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. People curse those who hoard their grain, but they bless the one who sells in time of need. If you search for good, you will find favor, but if you search for evil, it will find you. Trust in your money, and down you go. But the godly flourish like leaves in spring. Those who bring trouble on their families inherit the wind. The fool will be a servant to the wise. The seeds of good deeds become a tree of life, and a wise person wins friends. There's an asterisk next to that, and it says down at the bottom, and those who win souls are wise. If the righteous are rewarded here on earth, what will happen to wicked sinners? Again, there's an asterisk. The Greek version reads, if the righteous are barely saved, what will happen to godless sinners? Stop. Reward and punishment. Contrary to popular opinion, no one will ever completely get away with a wrongdoing. Ultimately, the faithful are rewarded for the faith, while those who do evil acts are punished. See also 1 Peter 4:17 and 18. Tempted to think that what you do doesn't matter? Newsflash, it does. 12. Proverbs 12. To learn, you must love discipline. It is stupid to hate correction. The Lord approves of those who are good, but he condemns those who plan wickedness. Wickedness never brings stability, but the godly have deep roots. A worthy wife is a crown for her husband, but a disgraceful woman's like cancer in his bones. The plans of the godly are just, the advice of the wicked is treacherous. The words of the wicked are like a murderous ambush, but the words of the godly save lives. Which reminds me of this song by Toby Mac. It's called Speak Life. If anybody wants to check it out, I highly recommend. The wicked die and disappear, but the family of the godly stands firm. A sensible person wins admiration, but a warped mind is despised. Better to be an ordinary person with a servant than to be self-important but have no food. The godly care for their animals, but the wicked are always cruel. Again, for everybody in back. The godly care for their animals, but the wicked are always cruel. So, I'd like to point out, if anybody you know is cruel or unpleasant to not just their own animals, but any other animals out there, it's definitely a red flag. A hard worker has plenty of food, but a person who chases fantasies has no sense. Thieves are jealous of each other's loot, but the godly are well-rooted and bear their own fruit. The wicked are trapped by their own words, but the godly escape such trouble. Wise words bring many benefits, and hard work brings rewards. And a fool is quick-tempered, but a wise person stays calm when insulted. Stop. Keep your cool. When someone insults you, do you immediately think of an insult in return? Sometimes. Many of us do, but this solves nothing and only encourages trouble. That's why the psalmist suggests that a better reaction is to stay calm and answer slowly and quietly. Your positive response can achieve positive results. And within this last year, after reading the whole book of Proverbs, in responses to anger, yes, I wanted to get angry too, but in the past, it has not given me the results that I'm looking for or the conclusion that I'm trying to get to. And so it took a moment, take a breath, and yeah, those insults come, but don't speak them, or refuse to speak them. Now, when these anger outbursts have been presented to me from other people, when I have responded in calmness and respect, the results have been not polar opposite, but I mean just about. I actually got or saw results that were more helpful in finding the solution, and at the very least I didn't throw fuel on the fire, because responding with a snappy bite or like an insult in return only escalates things. Proverbs 12:17. An honest witness tells the truth. A false witness tells lies. Some people make cutting remarks, but the words of the wise bring healing. Truthful words stand the test of time, but lies are soon exposed. Deceit fills hearts that are plotting evil. Joy fills hearts that are planning peace. No harm comes to the godly, but the wicked have their fill of trouble. The Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in those who tell the truth. The wise don't make a show of their knowledge, but fools broadcast their foolishness. Work hard and become a leader. Be lazy and become a slave. Worry weighs a person down. An encouraging word cheers a person up. And I don't know if any of you know about manifestation, but worrying about things, well, we only end up manifesting it the more we worry about it. So I have made a conscious effort not to worry about things. I have been for a few years now, because focusing on that worry, like I said, only manifests it and brings it into reality. So instead, focusing and thinking about the result that we want to see, picture the result we want to see, because words are so powerful. Our thoughts are powerful. And I don't feel that there is enough credit given to that, as to how powerful they are. The wise don't make a show of their knowledge. Oh, we just read that. Work hard and become a leader. Be lazy and become a slave. We read that too. The godly give good advice to their friends. The wicked lead them astray. There's an asterisk next to that as well, and it says the godly are cautious in friendship, or the godly are freed from evil. The meaning in Hebrew is uncertain. Lazy people don't even cook the game they catch, but the diligent make use of everything they find. The way of the godly leads to life. That path does not lead to death. And I don't know, I don't want to say that it's not a stop or a pause or anything. It's right here. It says how God is described in Proverbs. Proverbs is a book about wise living. It often focuses on a person's response and attitude toward God, who is the source of wisdom. And a number of Proverbs point out aspects of God's character. Knowing God helps us on the way to wisdom. God, ... is aware of all that happens, 15:3, knows all people, 15:11, 16:2, and 21:2, is the maker of all things, 16:4, controls all things, 16:33, 21:30. But remember, he gave us free choice, so though he does control aspects around us, he does not have control of us unless we give it to him. Just as the devil does not have control of us unless we give it to him. And most of us at some point in our life have given the devil permission to be in our head and our heart, but it wasn't a straight up question. Like, I don't know, little by little, the devil can creep in. Unless you cast him away and rebuke him and tell him that he doesn't have a place in your life. And then I try to remember to, after I notice the devil like creeping in and I rebuke him, I, after that, remind myself and sometimes speak out loud to allow God back into my life and allow him to walk with me, because he doesn't force anything on us. Not in the sense of, like, he won't force his way into our life, but he'll always be on the other side of that door if we want to open and welcome him in. God is a strong fortress. 18:10. Rescues good people from danger. 11:8 and 21. Chapter 11, verse 8, and then chapter 21. Rewards the godly. 11:31. Blesses good people and condemns the wicked. 12:2. Delights in our prayers. 15:8 and chapter 29. Loves those who obey him. 11:27. 15:9 and 10. 16:20. 22:12. Cares for poor, sick, and widows. 15:25. 22:22 and 23. So chapter 22, verse 22 and 23. Purifies hearts. 17:3. Hates evil. 17:5, 21:27, and 28:9. Our response should be to reverence God. Reverence, not reference. Though, I mean, 10:27, 14:26 and 27, 15:16, 16:6, 19:23 and 28:14. To obey God's word. 13:13, 19 and 19:16. To please God. 16:7, 20:12, 21:3. And to trust God. 22:17, 18 and 19. So chapter 22, verses 17, 18, 19, and 29, 25. Alright, I guess with that, I'm going to close up. I hope everybody has a blessed Friday, or a blessed 6th day. Tomorrow is Sabbath, it's Shabbat, so I hope all of you can celebrate and give honor to that day as it was intended. See everybody tomorrow. Thank you again. Autumn Rose signing off.